Hi, this is Regina White Favors coming to you with Rebound Relationship Special Topics. This is part of my Life Rebound and Recovery series where I explore particular trending topics and also just everyday relationship topics. Take some time to listen to this audio discussion, maybe gain some insight. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I will respond. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification button if you're interested in further topics. This is Rebound Relationship Special Topics. Thank you very much for visiting the channel. All right. So the first reason why a person might use your money is this means that you are irresponsible. This means that you are not covering yourself. You are essentially making sure that person is covered and not you. And the problem with that is when you give your money away, you give away a lot. You give up your house, you give up your peace of mind, you give up stability, right? You give up a lot. And so don't be irresponsible. You have to make sure that you cover you because you are 100% responsible for you. So that means if you are 100% responsible for you, then that person is 100% responsible for himself. That person is an adult, period. That person is an adult, and we have to look at them as an adult. It doesn't make any sense for women to be so mature and pushing toward doing the right things in life and getting education and doing what we're supposed to do, and then we expect of our men to be less, right? Less in their understanding about what it means to be an adult. I've always heard men say this, and I've seen films about this, but I never really took it in until now. Let a man be a man. I remember Vivica Fox in Soul Food, and she was talking to Birdie, Neil Long's character, or Bird, and Bird was trying to get her husband a job, and it ended up going the wrong way, and so he ended up losing that job and having to go to jail. And so her sister told her in the restaurant, you got to let a man be a man. And so that's important. The man is supposed to cover us, not the other way around. So when you let him use your money, you are essentially being irresponsible because you are taking responsibility for taking care of yourself and taking responsibility for taking care of him. And that's not right. You are sincere, so you do have the best intentions when you let someone use your money, when he uses your money. We all have the best intentions, but even the best intentions can lead us astray and into a path of danger. Not everyone should get the benefit of using your money. There are some limits. You need to look at your sincerity and make sure that it is actually sincere, because you could easily try to sort of control him with that money under the guise of sincerity. You could try to, manipulate him under the same guise, and your well intentions can actually, damage him. It weakens him. I've heard in some circles that when you give a man money, he resents you for doing that. He resents you for doing it. And it's better then to just let him get the money that he needs to get. The problem with it is sometimes with men, they will go the quick, easy, illegal route. And that's not right either. And so if the person is interested in doing that and they're not interested in listening to any wise counsel about not going that direction, then it might be better just to let him go altogether. Because if you marry him and he's more prone to going the easy route and not working, then in marriage it's still not going to work. So even if you are sincere, check your best intentions, because your best intentions could lie to you just as much. You are creating crutches when you project your own beliefs. So a lot of times we think that, well, if I help him, he's going to help me. If I do this for him, he's going to do this for me. Those are your beliefs. Some people don't believe that. Some people are so entitled that they are so blinded by their entitlement that they cannot see that they are just takers. And there are givers and takers in this world. And so when you project those types of beliefs, you are creating crutches, because then you are not only relying, you are sort of creating a crutch where you let the person rely on you, financially, which will always turn into emotional, psychological, other types of crutches. And then you are relying on that other person to affirm you in terms of you helping that person. So if you help him, he'll help you. You're trying to affirm that, right? And so what happens is you keep giving and keep giving, hoping that they'll turn around and see you, that you are a good person, that you do wish them well, you want the best for them, but they don't care. And so it ends up creating crutches, and it ends up being very, dangerous after a while, because then you're going to get angry. You always get angry when your love, your heart, your money, your body is not being reciprocated. So you are creating crutches. You are teaching when respect has no value. So you're teaching that person how to treat you. And I have heard this so many times, and I don't know why I just never truly received it and understood it. But now at 45 years old, I'm starting to understand that you teach people how to treat you. I'm not saying you need to tell everybody off and cuss everybody out, but I do believe on some level you need to teach people much better how to treat you. It's not right for people to misuse you or mistreat you or misrepresent you or hurt you, but it's also not right for you to do the same to yourself. You say people take advantage of you. Well, you are actually taking advantage of yourself. You know what your needs are. You know what you have to do. You know what is best for you. And so when you do that, you're teaching people not to have any respect for you, but you're also teaching yourself not to have any respect for yourself. So respect has a value, but you have to attach a value to it. And you have every right to respect yourself and have others respect you as well. You are tired when it's just better to do it yourself. So a lot of times the person is not doing what they're supposed to do, even with the money that you're giving them. So you take on the responsibility of being sort of like their money handler type person, helping them um, pay their child support. It's their child, but they won't keep a job long enough to pay their own child support. So then you turn around and pay it. I don't think that's fair. Of course, when you get married, it might be, a different situation. But what happens is, if they're the type of person who didn't pay their own child support, for example, when they were single, what do you think they're going to do when they get married to you? If they were the type of people who did not keep a job and you always had to give them money, what do you think is going to happen when you get married to the person and they either lose their job by accident or something like that through a layoff, or they lose it on purpose? What happens then? You're going to always have to foot the bill. And so you're going to end up just doing it yourself, because you think it's just better that I do it myself. And women, mothers, wives, they are infamous for this. They ask their husbands to do something in the house. The husband takes his sweet time doing it. And a lot of times men sometimes are not taking their sweet time. They just have, it's like a list in their head, and they will get to it when they get to it. They're not trying to be offensive. Women look at it as being offensive. So what we actually do is say, okay, well, if he's not going to do it, I'll just do it myself. And then you take that attitude, that belief system, and move it into other areas. So if he's not going to pay it, I'll just pay it myself. If he's not going to go to the store, I'll just do it myself. If he's not going to mow the lawn, I'll just do it myself. And then you run yourself down, you're sick, and you run yourself down, and you have no energy, and then you can't even do what you need to do for yourself. You have job problems, all types of stuff. So it's important that you make people do what they need to do for themselves. That includes your man. You make people do what they need to do for themselves. You are out of options. So when you can't move him, so the type of person, when a man gets to a point where you can't move him, meaning that he's not even wanting to pretend like you are influencing him. He just decides that he wants to just not contribute at all. He has made up in his mind that he is not going to go get a job, period. And he has no shame about it. He has no real care or concern that you are crying. When I was in my situation recently, within the last 3 to 4 years, the guy that I was with, he couldn't leave his ex alone, and he was cheating with her while he was with me, and then he was claiming that he wasn't with her, and she was claiming that he wasn't with him. But then he got to a point that that he just did whatever he was going to do. He didn't care about the shame. He didn't care about being caught. It was like he was looking to be caught. He was looking to put it in my face. And then eventually I had to go on ahead and just let him go. And I believe I had to let him go for my sanity reason, but also to keep me out of jail. Because some situations can be so deadly and can turn so deadly that you end up either dead or in prison somewhere. And so when you're out of options, you just pay the rent. He's not going to get up and get a job. He's not going to get up and do anything around the house, but you just pay the rent. And he's basically dead weight. Something that you can't move is usually you dead weight. And so you are out of options. Whatever you have been trying to do to move him, it's just not moving him anymore. So then you begin to just, continue to let him use your money. You are stuck when the only thing that matters is convenience. And so when you're letting a person use your money like that, you done gone so far into the habit that the habit is basically quicksand for you. You can't get out of it. It's hard to get out of it. Every time you're trying to pull your way out of it, like quicksand, it pulls you back in. And so then if you picture yourself in quicksand, instead of trying to continue to pull yourself out, you just sit there. And if you don't move in quicksand, you won't fall as fast, right? And of course, there may be an opportunity. Some passerby comes along and holds a stick out to you and pulls you out. But for right now, you would rather just sit in the quicksand. Don't move, so it doesn't suck you in more. But don't move, and it's just convenient right there. And you try to, conduct your life however way you're going to conduct your life, right? From a state of quicksand. So you are stuck. You are hopeful, but not strategic. So when you realize an exit but struggle, this is really for the women who are in abusive situations, where there is some hope, right, of wanting to leave. They can see themselves kind of leaving, but then they are not strategic in how they should leave, right? For example, remember the movie with Julia Roberts and her husband was abusing her, right? And we didn't know at the beginning of the movie that she had been saving money. She had been saving money. And the way she did it was she had told her husband that she wanted to volunteer at the library. And then also she was taking swimming lessons. And so all this time she had a strategy. She just kept taking the hits, kept taking the hits. And all this time she had a strategy, and we didn't know until the middle of the movie. So she was hopeful, even with every hit he hit her with. She was hopeful because she knew she had money, she had a job, she had been saving, and she had been learning how to swim. So with this situation, with most situations, people wait too long. There's hope in them, but they're not strategic. They don't pay attention to the husband's schedule, right? They don't pay attention to when he actually comes home. There are doors that open, even with a controlling, abusive, lying, hurtful man. There are still doors that allow you to move through them. There's a way to do it. And so, in this regard, when you start letting him use your money, you realize that there was a day that you could have gotten out of the situation, a time you could have gotten out of the situation. But instead of getting out and staying out, you decide to stay. So it's a struggle for you. And the struggle usually is you still love the person, or you still want the person, or you're trying to understand the situation. So you are hopeful, but not strategic. All right, so hopefully you were able to gain insight from this video discussion. Please like, subscribe, and visit. So uh, please like the video, hit the notification bell for more discussions. I am re-uploading all of my audios, so I needed to make some changes to them. You can visit my website for more content at reginayfavors.com. If you want to send me an email, you can send an email reginayfavors@yahoo.com. Please also purchase the book. It's going to come out in spring 2021. So I had to make changes to my book to update it, and I also updated the title. So the original title was Bait, Hook, and Switch: Confessions of a Rebound Girl, and I have updated the title to Toxic Encounters: Why People Pursue Rebound Relationships. So right now I'm still basically editing it, and I want to make it available in spring 2021. So thank you very much for visiting my channel, and I am Regina Y. Favors. Have a great day.